There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us.
New this morning, rock and pop legend David Bowie has died. The news shocking the world this morning as we learn he died just days after the release of a new album. Breaking overnight, musician David Bowie dies of cancer. Bowie's death has been the subject of internet hoaxes for years. Overnight, his publicist confirmed the news on social media. Good morning, Michiana. I'm Emily Evans. Bowie's rep didn't elaborate on what kind of cancer the singer was diagnosed with. He would only say he'd been battling cancer for the past 18 months. Bowie, born as Davy Jones, came onto the music scene in the late 60s. He was known for pushing the envelope of musical styles. Twitter blew up overnight as people all around the world learned of and reacted to his death. He had just released a new album, Black Star, on his 69th birthday, which was Friday. We'll have more on the impact he left on the music industry coming up in our 6 o'clock hour of news. But the other big story for us here in Michiana this morning is we're finally feeling those frigid winter temps. Meteorologist Greg Bobus is in the Weather Center now with a look at today's forecast. Good morning, Greg.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, this is a very cold start, and don't think it's going to get much better in the next couple of days, honestly. We're going to throw the regular temperature out the window. Our actual temperature in the single digits, here's how it feels when you walk out the door. 14 degrees below zero is the wind chill in South Bend and Goshen. Feels like 10 below in Sturgis, and -8 your wind chill in Warsaw. These numbers will stay below zero through most of this morning, so that includes the morning commute, and that includes getting kids off to school as well. Not only the cold, but we also will have snow to contend with this evening into tonight. A lot to talk about, and that's all in the full forecast in just a few minutes. Emily?
All right, see you soon, Greg. Thank you. Now let's head over to 95.3 MNC's Mark McGill. He has the latest on traffic out there. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Emily, and happy Monday to you. So far, so good on the roads. For the most part, the roads are in pretty good shape. At least the main roads are. A couple of slick spots here and there. You can look out for some snow-covered roads, though, and slippery conditions on the secondary roads. Also, some slip spots on some bridges, overpasses, and the ons and off ramps to the toll road and the bypass. But again, the main roads, for the most part, are just fine this morning. A couple notes in South Bend to be aware of. Cushing Street restricted from Lincoln Way West to LaSalle from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. today. And those big dumpsters are still on westbound Washington in front of the former Chase Tower. We are crash-free at this hour. The bypass is fine. Toll road running smoothly, too. Look out for some slick spots, though. From the MNC Traffic Center, I'm Mark McGill, ABC 57 News.
Developing this morning, Mexican officials are preparing to extradite El Chapo to the United States. Joaquin Guzman was captured last week by Mexican Marines. It's after he was on the run for 6 months. And also under scrutiny, the secret meeting between actor Sean Penn and Guzman. It was for an article that was published on RollingStone.com Saturday. Mexican officials want to question Penn over the October meeting. Penn is also coming under fire in the U.S.
If one of these American actors want to go fawn all over a criminal and a drug trafficker in their interviews, they have a constitutional right to do it. I find it grotesque.
We'll let somebody else sort out what Sean Penn did and didn't do. El Chapo's where he should be.
The U.S. had sought to get Guzman brought to the States before his escape. The drug lord is facing at least 7 drug indictments in several states. Also developing this morning, Italian police are waiting on an autopsy to determine how an American died. The body of Ashley Olsen was found inside her apartment in Florence Saturday night. She had scratches and bruises on her neck. The 35-year-old had called the city home since 2012. Olsen's boyfriend and landlord found her body. It's after they hadn't heard from her in several days. Neighbors say she was very popular, and they say they're in shock.
I can't imagine a person who would hurt her. She is a gentle, a kind, a beautiful, friendly, lovely girl, and it's an awful shock. We've got a great community here of people, and everyone loved her.
Prosecutors have opened a murder investigation. So far, they say they don't have any suspects. New this morning, a South Bend homeowner has a bit of cleanup to do after an early morning car crash. Police say a driver in his 20s ran a stop sign and hit a home near Kendall and Juniper. It was just before 1 this morning. The homeowner and his wife were sleeping when they heard a loud bang and the house shake. That's when they saw the driver stumble out of his car. Police took the man into custody. No one was injured. The cause of a house fire is under investigation in Clay Township. Crews were called to the 18,000 block of Cedar Mill Court around 8 last night. Smoke and flames were coming from the attic. The homeowners were home at the time. They say they saw smoke coming from around the bricks and called 911. Officials say there was heavy damage to the attic space, but the fire was contained to that area. The fire is believed to have started near the chimney. There were no injuries. One person had to be pulled out of a car after it went off the road in Cass County. Police say a car was headed east yesterday afternoon on Marcellus Highway. That's when 59-year-old Niles resident Ralph Platts lost control. He went off the road and crashed into a tree. His passenger, 60-year-old Cheryl Platts, had to be removed from the vehicle. She was taken to a hospital in Paw Paw. Police say both people appeared to be wearing their seatbelts. And sentencing is expected today for a man who pleaded guilty in the murder of a Michigan girl. Daniel Furlong is expected to be sentenced today. He pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the Jody Parrott case. All of his other charges, including kidnapping, were dismissed. Sentencing is scheduled for today at 2. And this man, Joshua Hodge, is expected in court today for a pretrial conference. He's charged with assisting a criminal in the 2014 death of a South Bend toddler. Hodge was one of 8 people charged in the shooting death of 2-year-old John Swovlin Jr. Police say the boy was struck by a stray bullet while he played in his aunt's front yard in April of 2014. 6 of the 8 charged are now serving jail time. Hodge's trial is scheduled to start January 25th. A 7th man, Try Bradbury, is still awaiting trial. A man charged in a shooting death of a South Bend man is expected in court this morning as well. 20-year-old Juventine